Hi everybody, we are here today with Jaro Varga, an important visual artist from Slovakia. First of all, thank you for this opportunity. I think it's very important because it's a dialogue between cultures and different experiences. So thank you, Jaro. Let's talk about you, about your heart. Where are you from, your history?
Thank you, Michelangelo, for inviting me to this interview. I'm very glad, and I am from Slovakia, as you mentioned, but I live in Czech Republic, in Prague, and here in Dubai I represent Slovak Pavilion with visual art, or in the section of visual art. And a little bit of my background, I studied in Bratislava Academy of Fine Arts and in Vienna, and I traveled a lot because of exhibiting my work abroad. And but I create projects in my studio in Prague.
Why can we define your art visual?
This is a very good question because I was surprised first time when I read it, because visual art, we imagine like my art is maybe not so visual. It's it's less visual than it should be.
Yeah.
Or visual art. What is the definition of visual art? Because there are many non-visual tendencies or positions in visual art, and especially if I imagine Slovak tradition of conceptual artists from 60s, 70s, I think that there is a very strong position of non-visual art, working with the text and with invisibility and with absence, with void. And I think that I'm also somehow tracing this line in visual art. But of course, everything what I do is somehow related to the visual world, to the perception, to the seeing, non-seeing. I am very much interested in something what is not visible, more than something what is visible, obviously. So I'm trying to reveal invisible things rather than visible things. So that's why maybe my visual art is non-visual art.
Okay, wonderful. You are here in Expo Dubai 2020 for the Slovakia Pavilion, and you're working in the pavilion, and we are now watching your pervasive artwork. Tell us something about it.
Okay, so my artwork is placed on the window, on the big glass windows on Slovak Pavilion. And why I decided to intervene in such a special place, because when I was invited here, I was really thinking, what can I add from my position? Because of course I'm coming to the very special context.
Yeah.
It's not museum context, it's not gallery context.
That's very important.
It's a expo, which is like world exhibition of technology and science and art and culture. So it's much more diverse, much more kind of multidisciplinary. I was thinking that maybe I should not bring container of art from my studio, but I should travel here only with my own body and bring marker.
Only a marker.
Only marker. But create, and with this only marker, create a monumental artwork. And this is what I actually did, because I try to, my work is related to ecology and climate change. So I was trying to not bring more than necessary. I am an artist who is mostly used to exhibit in gallery space or museum space, but this space is already so much prepared for contemporary art that it is always more exciting to do something in site-specific locations which are not prepared for contemporary art. They are non-artistic locations. So your senses are all the time boosted going through the expo pavilions. And after some time, you get, at least I got very tired of perceiving all this information from all directions. So, on the contrary, my work tries to focus on something very microscopic in a way that it demands different zoom in.
Yeah.
So I always explain to visitors that some projects, even in our pavilion, are like, I don't know, a hydrogen car or Mars modules. This is like something like looking to the telescope, and my work is more like looking to the microscope. And looking to the microscope demands totally different way of looking, because you see something very different if you look into the microscope. And I believe that in details there are hidden all these invisible fears, tragedies, everything what we don't see on the surface.
Yes, people have to approach your artwork.
First, of course, if you come to the window and you see some stains,
Yeah.
you need to zoom, you need to, like your senses, after what I already explained, that you are going around the expo.
You don't have a clear vision.
Yes, exactly, that your view is already like blurred or something,
Yeah.
like at least mine. And then suddenly you need to, it's like a camera, which you can, on the mobile phone, which cannot zoom, which cannot contrast the drawing. And of course, also very important thing is that as my drawing is on the glass window, what is behind the drawing and what is in front of the drawing, it's also part of the drawing for me. So I am placing the drawing in between inside and outside, and in between some kind of two realities, and
so your artwork is strictly connected with reality,
yes,
with space, with time, and everything happen outside or indoor, no?
Exactly. And also in the process of drawing, because the process of drawing, like this performative drawing, is part of the artwork. So it means that it is site specific, it happens here, it is here now, and also the creation of the drawing is determined by the condition of the space.
It's both a performance and an artwork.
Exactly. And so performing, researching, observing, and exhibiting is happening at the same time.
Yeah.
And if you
it's amazing.
Thank you. And if you imagine that, for example, returning back to the climate, that the condition in Dubai, like climate situation, also somehow influences the way of doing or creating this artwork, because I couldn't work outside during the day, only in the evening. So this kind of climate condition is already inscribed in the drawing, because I was observing something behind the window only from outside inside, only in the evening. I couldn't stand outside even 5 minutes and draw. But this is something what I could do in other countries. For example, if I am in Prague and I'm doing the same project, I would be able to draw in outside and inside anytime. So I think that this specific condition is already inscribed in the drawing itself. So I think it's also very interesting layer that climate gives you the limits.
When you started this artwork, did you have a clear image of the final result?
I am not erasing, because I decided to, I'm calling it a growing drawing.
Okay.
And by drawing, it's almost like, if you imagine how the nature is growing, like the plant is growing in different directions and different shapes. And this growing, I also decided that it's like simulating growing process. The drawing is materialization of your observation. So there is no reason to erase, because why it's not result based project. It's not about what is better and what is worse the result. It's about process, and you don't return in time. You just can cover something. For example, I'm covering, so I'm not erasing. And of course, this project started in 2018 in Prague, in Hunkastner Gallery. Then I continue drawing in different, like in Museum of Modern and Contemporary Art in Seoul, in South Korea, Museum Picasso in Barcelona, or Tapies Foundation, and now here. And each drawing is continuation of the previous drawing.
So every artwork of this project is connected to the other ones, and
Yes.
in the past and in the future. Maybe the keywords of this kind of artwork is relation. Relation among things, relation among different contexts, relation between past and future, relation among people who come here and see the artwork or ask you something of the artwork, interrupting your work maybe.
This is very important part of it. Actually, this is something like you are giving you are creating the framework for discussion with audience. Audience is interacting. It's something like constitutional part of it for me. Like that's why I'm doing it as a performance, because I would like to talk to people and I would like to explain them how or why do I do it. Give them this possibility to see it, because otherwise many people oversee the drawing, and when they start to explore it, they also start to explore some relations, as you mentioned, relation between nature and culture, relation between, I don't know, conscious and subconscious, relation between inside and outside, relation between me and the space, between me and them. So there are so many interesting parts of it.
So Jaro, which is the title of this artwork, and can you explain it to us?
Yes, title of the work is "We Don't Know That We Know," and it comes from a quotation of Slovenian philosopher Slavoj Žižek, who defined subconscious knowledge by this sentence, and this is the knowledge we are looking for and fear in the same time. So there is a knowledge we bear, we have in ourselves, and we need to mine it, we need to reveal it, and this knowledge is about us and nature. For example, what I'm trying to find is when the disconnection between nature and me happen, for example, and once you find this knowledge, maybe you can reconnect to the nature. And by the drawing process, I'm approaching this hidden, non-articulated knowledge, which is somehow swept in my subconscious, and it's pretty intuitive. But I think that in intuition there is a lot of logic, yes. And I'm trying to, through the process of drawing, I'm trying to understand this type of knowledge, which is very different from the knowledge we get from schools, from libraries.
That's true.
And I was raised in a very rational environment, so in a very cognitive
All of
way.
us.
And I think that I always suppressed this part of me, and now I'm trying to work on it and to cultivate it.
So thank you, Jaro, for your artworks. Thank you for your experiences, and thank you for your words. We hope to see you soon in Italy.
Thank you very much, Michelangelo. It was very nice to talk to you, and thank you.